Start. So we go to intrapreneurships and ways of encouraging intrapreneurship. So what makes you an intrapreneur? You're an entrepreneur because you're an employee, but you give business ideas to your employers. That makes you an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. Do you get an entrepreneur here? Mm-hmm. So entrepreneurship, this occurs when employees of a business act like entrepreneurs. They are employees. They are workers, but they act as if they are the owners of the business with different ideas that they give to the owners of the business.
All right.
Do you get it? So that makes you an intrapreneur. Okay. So they come up with new ideas, new problem process, new ways of solving business problems to increase profit or reduce cost for the business. So an entrepreneur is that individual, is that employee who comes up with new ideas, who comes up with different new ways of solving problems so that the business can make more profit or to reduce its cost. That makes you an intrapreneur. Is it clear? So what are the ways in which businesses will be able to encourage intrapreneurs? Mm-hmm. One, training programs. So they have to go through training programs. So employees can receive trainings on how to come up with and develop new ideas that benefit the business. So as entrepreneur, you want to bring out the entrepreneur in them. To bring it out, it means you also have to expose them to different trainings that would always encourage them to. Training does what? Training improves your skills. It increases your knowledge. So if your skills are improved, if your knowledge is increasing, you'll be able to come up with different new ideas that help the business. So we're talking about how you could make your employees become intrapreneurs. That is what I'm talking about here. So one of the ways is going through training programs. With training programs, they go through different training programs, they get more skills, they have more knowledge about how to do things. Then they can be able to create new ideas for the business. Clear? A bit. We said intrapreneurs are people employees, workers of a company who come up with new ideas to solve problems. Mm-hmm. That makes you an intrapreneur. Like the example I made about... Okay. So that makes me an entrepreneur. I am not the owner of the business, but I give new ideas to solve problems that I'm seeing in the business. Mm-hmm. Do you get it? Yeah. So that makes me an intrapreneur. But how will my bosses, how will my employers, how will my employer encourage me to become an intrapreneur? That is what I'm talking about here.
So like how I encourage someone else.
Yes, how you, as the owner of the business, encourage your employees to become an entrepreneur. Not just
as a boss.
Yes.
Okay.
So one of the ways is giving them opportunity to go for training for training. So with training, they had more skills, they had more knowledge. So that can build out, that can bring out the intrapreneur in them. Mm-hmm. Is it clear now? Yeah. The second point is rewards. Offering employees financial rewards for coming up with new ideas, like bonus payments. So any employee that comes up with new business idea, you reward them. You give them bonus.
Yes, so like they
come up with
the idea.
Yeah. So anytime there's a problem, they come up with new ideas, new ways of solving that problem. So you encourage them by rewarding them.
Yes, you'll say like, I will give you this or I'll...
You give them, not you tell them before.
After.
Yeah.
Okay, so they will like it. And
this is it. When you tell people that, I'm going to reward you for doing this, that means you are making them to do it based on the reward. But when anybody comes up with business idea, even without him thinking that you're going to reward him, he gets rewarded. That is rewarding.
Okay.
Is it clear? Do you get it now? Mm-hmm. The third one, workplace culture. Business can create a workplace culture where employees know that it is okay to make mistakes. To become an intrapreneur, that means you're coming up with new business idea. So these ideas might fail. But if you have created a business culture that encourages people to make mistakes and the mistakes is not going to become a hell of a thing for them, then they will be encouraged to come up with new ideas. Do you get the point?
Yeah.
Okay. The next one is teamwork. Allow them to work with people. Business should give employees the opportunity to work in teams. They can encourage employees to brainstorm and develop better ideas. Mm-hmm. So when you allow people to work together, they come up with different ideas, they brainstorm, and they come up with ideas which will be good for the business. And the last one is resource provider. You must give your employees opportunity to have access to your resources, to the company resources that would enable them to be able to do the job well. Do you get it or not? No. Teamwork is clear, right?
Yeah.
Resource provider, as the owner of the business, you want your employees to come up with new ideas, yes or no? To come up with new ideas, you must provide them with resources,
Okay.
things that would help them, things that would enable them to be able to, to make things become easier for them.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you understand? So they must have access to those resources that will enable them to think about new ideas, new business processes.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
So these are the ways in which you can become which you can encourage entrepreneurship. And who's an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is that employee who is acting or who comes up with new ideas, new ways of solving problems, so that the business can increase its profit or reduce its cost. Mm-hmm. Is it clear?
Yes.
Any question about that?
No.
So that's the end about entrepreneur and ways in which employers can encourage entrepreneurship.